called Dame Dalla. I'm back. I got a new phone, so I'm gonna be making more videos and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I have a lot of videos that I just wanted to make. I just couldn't make them because I had so much, I had so much stuff on my phone. I couldn't even make storage because I had so much just stuff that was I couldn't get rid of. But I have a new phone, excuse me, and yeah, I have a lot of topics, but I don't even know the start. But I kind of just want to this is like more of a Kingdom Spouse video again because like sometimes things feel so long. I feel led to say cherries for some reason. I don't know. I see them on this lighter. It's a big lighter, and I see cherries on it. It's actually really cool, sparkly and stuff. But I felt led to say that anyway. Um, and camels too. Camels are like, and the color blue. I've been seeing those a lot. I've been seeing that kind of stuff a lot. Camels, I think, are pretty interesting. When I think of camels, I think of wealth. Like people that had cattle back in the day. That's what I think of. But it's also transportation, and it's used to transport stuff. But anyway, yeah. Give me 1 second. Um, my bad. Um, Hold on. It's 2:22 on the clock. Let's go. Um, what was I gonna say? Um, yeah, it's about a King of Spouse video. This, I kind of like. I start to doubt, you know, like who my King of Spouse is. I think I'm pretty sure I know who it is, right? But like, you kind of doubt it sometimes, depending on the situation. Like, you know, in 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 my eyes, it looks hopeless. Like in the physical sense or whatever. And I know that this person is for me because like God just constantly gives me signs that she is, but I still doubt a lot over time because time goes by and you don't hear anything, you don't see nothing. You automatically assume like, well, why is it taking as long as it is, or it feels like it's taking as long as it is, because really it hasn't been like that long, but it has, if you know what I'm saying. So um um what was I gonna say? I'm like forgetting everything. um oh my goodness, what am I gonna say? uh Sorry. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, so I asked for signs, right? Like I asked for certain signs, like stuff that's ridiculous. And I had to, I had a, um, this thing, like this vision, not vision, but this, what is it? Yeah, I guess like asking for a sign, because I have to do that a lot with a lot of stuff. I kind of do that a lot with God. I saw 438. I don't know if that means anything, but I kind of do that with God a lot. It's like I'll um, ask Him for signs a lot because I'm just doubtful most of the time. But had this funny like thing to ask God for a sign, and I asked for. Um, it sounds stupid, but I asked for for a grape, like to see a grape, right? Like online or something, like see a grape with a needle in it, which is like so. It's just like it's just like so left field, man. Like I don't think I've ever seen a grape with a needle in it. So I was just asking for something silly and like so totally left field, like something that's like impossible almost to find or see, because I'm like, it's just like, you don't see that every day. So that was one of those things that I asked for. I kid you not, like maybe 5 minutes later, not even, I don't even think it was 5 minutes. I think it was like maybe like 3 minutes or something. And I was scrolling through social media, through YouTube, and I was watching these reels and stuff. And there was this video about a guy, like a gym guy, talking about steroids, right? And if you know anything about steroids, you usually use a needle to insert it in your body. So I felt led to kind of look through. Well, out of curiosity, I more so just was like clicking the video because I was like, oh, that could be an avenue for me to like, maybe it'll say something about grapes or something. I don't know. But I was pretty doubtful about that. I was just chilling, like whatever. Um, but yeah, I was watching the video halfway through. He was talking about raisins, and I'm pretty sure raisins are dried grapes. I mean, I'm pretty sure, but that was enough for me. Like, I didn't need to see a needle in a grape. Like those two things, you know what I mean? Like they the fact that it happened so quickly, like, was crazy. Because I seen, obviously needles. He was talking about like the comment section or whatever, talking about that, and he's talking about raisins, and he's talking about steroids, and it just clicked in my head. I was like, oh, like that that actually makes sense, like for what I asked, and yeah, God is amazing. So like, don't be afraid to ask for signs and stuff. Um, I tend to lean on my own understanding a lot. That's a big problem I have. But like, when stuff like this happens, and it happens so frequently, like you start to lean on God's, ways and His understanding, and you start to trust His promptings and leadings, and you start to trust His, advice. You start to ask Him more about everyday decisions, like, what to wear, what to eat, where to go, like, and if you ask, He will lead you to the right places and stuff. Um, and what was cool was I was watching the stars one night. I feel led to say this, but I was watching the stars one night, and they're very bright here still. Like, they're very bright compared to, cities and stuff. So I was looking up, and I like to, see if God hears me, because I know He does, but like, I like to like test if He is, because, I'm like doubting Thomas. Not that I'm proud of that. I kind of am though, but believe it or not. Anyway, but it depends, sometimes I'm kind of hit or miss sometimes, I just, long stretches of time where I could doubt sometimes. But anyway, Let's see. What was I saying? Um, yeah, I can't believe I can't remember stuff right now. It's been a long day. Um, but yeah, anyway, I do remember. I was sitting outside looking at the stars, and I said, Lord, if you can hear me, please show me a shooting star, because they don't happen that fast or frequently. Um, so, when I asked, I put a countdown, like 5, 4, 3, and I believe that God was going to do it within that time period. And when I asked, like I said, 5, 4, 3, I wasn't really expecting it again, because a lot of the times when God does stuff for me, it's when I least expect it. I'm kind of like doubtful or whatever. Like I get very um, doubtful and kind of like, this ain't gonna happen. Like deep in my heart, I kind of get that feeling sometimes. And God just like blows my mind or proves me wrong with certain things. And it's like, and I was just, I was counting down 5, 4, 3, and it happened at like 3 or 2. And I just like, whoa, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things, because um, we can't see God, but like when we know for 100% certainty that He's listening and He actually is like there, with us in the moment, it kind of like brings, joy to your spirit and your soul. Because I know what it's like to be alone, and I used to feel like that when I was, not a born again Christian. I felt what that felt like, and it was very, very, um, very horrible. It's a horrible feeling. I don't want to really feel like that ever again, but I did used to feel like that a lot. So that's why I'm so grateful to have God in my life, because He just he he like He just understands me more than anybody ever could, right? And He understands everything, from like the best to the worst of me, like whatever that may mean. He just understands. So I think, um, you know, when the devil attacks and you feel that doubt that maybe God's not listening, or He doesn't care, or He's left you, or you kind of panic a little bit. I mean, I do sometimes. I get those attacks, and it's stressful, because the idea of it is like frightening, and it's just like, I don't want that to be a reality. Um, and then I get obviously the doubt comes in, and I think, well, what if it is reality? What if this, that, right? And it stressed me out. And but God always comes through, and to show me that He's with me, and that's what keeps me going. There's like having that faith, but also having that assurance, and having that peace, and having God actually show up, at my lowest times, or in one way or another. God doesn't show up the same way every time for me. Sometimes He shows up through other people. Sometimes He shows up through Him. Sometimes He shows up through a miracle. Sometimes He shows up through a sign. Sometimes He shows up through an emotion. Sometimes He shows up through a sound, or like a smell, or a vision, or like so many different things. It's kind of interesting, actually. Um, but that's how close God is in relation to us because of our, relationship that we have with Him. But I'll make a different video for that. Yeah. God is good. God is so good, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a rainbow after a dark, cloudy storm. There's always a bright light, even at night. We rap and making music, yeah. But anyway, that's it. God bless y'all. Peace and love. God bless.